What's up guys, it's Kamahley here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys why Mongraal uses the G402, and I'm also going to be showing you guys what mice does streamers and pro players use, and also, in my opinion, what are the best mice. And yes, I know my voice sounds really terrible. I recently lost my voice, but it's actually coming back, so I'm going to be trying to put more content out for you guys. I'm sorry for the lack of uploading. And as you guys know, I'm a small channel, so any likes or any sub would be greatly appreciated. Also, use creator code Kamahley in the item shop. And without further ado, let's get in the video. What's up guys, so as you guys know, Mongraal is one of the best players in the world. He plays 6th and 13th in the World Cup, won almost every single trio event, and is still winning competition to this day. But the question that lies is to why is one of the best players in the world using a mouse that only costs $20? Hey, maybe he's not an idiot, he likes to be on a budget. What do you think, Kamahley? Okay, so let's talk about his other specs then. For Mongraal's keyboard, he uses the SteelSeries Apex Pro TKL keyboard. And for you guys that don't know about that keyboard, it is one of the fastest keyboards in the world right now, and it is approximately about $200. For his monitor, he's using the 240Hz 24-inch monitor, the Acer XF250Q, and that monitor is around $270. And for his mouse pads, he's using the zayt GSR SE Red, which is around $50, and he's also using the glorious XXL mousepad, which is also around $50. So that's just $100 on mouse pads. And his PC itself is around $3,000. Let's also not forget that he wears designer for fun. So by no means is Mongraal the cheap kind of saving type of guy. So the question still lies, why does he use this mouse? So let's take a look at his sensitivity. Mongraal uses a 5.4% for his X and Y sensitivity, a 24.4% for his targeting sensitivity, and a 24% for his scope sensitivity. He uses a 800 DPI, so that puts his eDPI at a 43.2. And in my opinion, anything under 50 eDPI is considerably a really low sense. If you guys don't know already, the best type of mouses for Fortnite are light mouses. And the G402 isn't really that much of a light mouse, so this also doesn't make sense as to why Mongraal uses the G402, especially because he uses a relatively low sense. The G402 weighs 108 grams. Okay, so now let's take a look at Mongraal's keybinds, and we're gonna just take a look at his built-in keybinds. So for his wall, he uses his mouse button 2, for his floor, he uses N, and for his stairs, he uses his mouse button. Now, this is where we're all deceived. He actually doesn't use N for his floor. I know it says N on his keybind, but that's not actually what he uses it for. In his settings, it says N in his floor, but actually his N is binded to his mouse DPI button. So all you have to do is open your Logitech G Hub, go to assignments, click on keys, click over to the left where your mouse is, and click on the DPI button. Type in whatever letter you want to use and drag that letter over onto your DPI button, and then you should be able to use that letter every time you click your DPI button.
Oh, but Kamahley, it's a DPI button on every mouse.
Alright, you are correct, it is a DPI button on every mouse, so technically anyone can do 90s one-handed like Mongraal, but the difference is his DPI button on the G402 is on the side, and that's not normal for normal mouses. They don't have 3 side buttons, they normally only have 2. The G402 has the 2 side buttons, and it also has another side button down below, which is the DPI button on the mouse. So I'm pretty sure that's the main reason why Mongraal uses this mouse. If that's not the reason, because he's been playing like this since the game came out, he's just weird at this point. I actually have a G402 because whenever my Mod Low would break, which breaks a lot, I don't know why, I would have that mouse as a backup. Honestly, it's an okay mouse, but for it being your main mouse, I know that Mongraal uses it, but I would not recommend this as your main mouse, just because it's a bit heavy. For me, it just doesn't feel that good in my hand, and the mouse buttons feel a little bit sharp, but it could be different for you, so you can try it out yourself before you hear my judgmental stupidness. So now I'm going to show some mouses that some streamers and some pro players use, and as well what I think some of the best mouses are to use. So for this, I'm going to show you guys the top 5 EU players mouse and the top 5 NA players mouse. And I'm not going to include Mongraal because we already know what mouse he uses. By the way, all these stats are of 2019 and these are just all like stats, not my opinion or anything like that. This is from the power rankings. Okay, so we're gonna start with EU. And coming in number 5 in the power rankings, we have Stompy, and he uses the G Pro wireless. Coming in number 4, we have Crew, and he uses the Zayt S2 mouse. Coming in at number 3, we have Aqua, and he uses the Logitech G Pro wireless also. Coming in at number 2, which normally would be Mongraal, but we're gonna put him at mitros because we skipped Mongraal. He has the Zayt G2 and the Razer Viper. I'm not sure which one he's using currently, but I know he used to use a Zayt, but in his Twitch chat it's updated as the Razer Viper, so he's in one of those mouse. And for the number 1 power ranking player in EU, we have benjyfishy. He's using the final mouse Ear 58. Now we're going over to NAE, and the number 5 player we have Aspect. He uses the Logitech G402. Next up, the number 4th player, we have Zayt. He's using the Ninja Ear 58. For the 3rd player, we have Saf. He's using the G403 also. And then for the 2nd player, we have Face Dubs, who's using the final mouse Ear 58. And then the number 1 player, we have Bughas. He's also using the Ninja final mouse Ear 58. So now, from the stats I collected, I'm gonna show the top 5 mice that pro players use. At number 5 is gonna be the Razer Viper mouse. Coming in at number 4 is gonna be the Logitech G403. Coming in at number 3 is gonna be the Zayt S2 mouse. Now coming in at number 2 is gonna be the Logitech G Pro wireless. And obviously, coming at number 1, Ninja's final mouse Ear 58. Although I base those data more off stats, if I had to go in my own opinion, I would pick all those mouses, but I'll also throw in the Model O just because the Ninja mouse and like the G Pro wireless are such an expensive mouse, and I think the Model O isn't that bad of a mouse when it comes to it being only $50. The thing with the Model O though is the cord is really bad and it tends to break a lot, but they have really good customer service, so I always get a new mouse, but I always have a backup one just in case it breaks. So when it comes to those mouse, don't just pick the number 1 mouse on the list. Make sure that the mouse is the right size for your hands and it also is the right mouse for your grip. And just make sure it feels comfortable to you, and that's how you pick what mouse you want to use. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of these videos, drop a like and drop a sub. Also, I really appreciate it if you guys use creator code Kamahley in the item shop. Thank you guys for watching. It's Kamahley, and I'm out.